Okay, welcome again. So I washed the car. I didn't do. I forgot to record after I washed it. Probably got a little bit excited to drive it again. But yeah, this is it. She's all clean now. So it does need work. And you can see I got a diagnosis there. So I've got a bit of a problem. So I was hoping today was going to be a bit of body work. I'm going to order some lights, like I said. I was hoping today's going to be a bit of body work, but looks like I'm going to be troubleshooting today. So I've got a misfire. So I've got a misfire. And I've noticed a couple of problems, to be fair, while I'm under the bonnet, because the previous owner, I mean, I think he was just one of them handymen, because I've found loads of bolts missing and stuff, and I like things right. So diagnosis showing airflow meter, injector 5 and 6, which I felt the manifold and they are cold. There is a spark, so check that. So it's not the spark side, it's going to be obviously the injection, which I diagnosed that before I plugged this in. Obviously oxygen sensor, and then it's got misfire 5 and 6. The reason why I got the oxygen sensor is because it's probably not picking up the right fuel ratio mixture, or it's not burning right. Normally if you've got no spark, you got fuel and it makes the oxygen sensor hot, so it's probably not getting as hot as it should do. But either way, so what I've done is I plugged in the airflow. I noticed as well, I'd noticed the airflow meter was unplugged. So I plugged it in, and that's when it all started going sort of bad. And so yeah, it all started going bad when I plugged that in. And I unplugged it because I thought, well, okay, obviously there's a fault with the airflow meter. So you normally just unplug them and it'll run without it. So, but it's not. So it's developed a misfire. So I have noticed as well, I can hear a vacuum noise at the back of the ear, and a pipe, because this is the inlet manifold, goes to the inlet manifold. There's also a pipe that goes off here into the bottom of the inlet manifold, and that's got a split in it. But that wouldn't cause a misfire. It would just be a bit lumpy, but with that unplugged, it wouldn't matter because it's not going to measure the airflow. So that wouldn't make a difference. That's just a vacuum pipe. So yeah, having a bit of fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the injector wiring apart, and I checked the live, because apparently, I think, going by memory, because I've had one of these before some time ago, when you've got ignition on, there's a constant live going to one of the injector, like one side of the injector. There'd be a constant live, and then when the engine's on, that's when you got the pulse. Yeah, or sometimes I think you can check the earth as well. It's good to check the earth on the earth side of the injector, because it could have an earth issue, the wiring loom. It just seems really odd that when I fucking, sorry for swearing, when I plugged that in, it just all went wrong. Saying that, actually, no, you know what? I was struggling. I just realised something. I was struggling with, because all this was off when I bought it, and I had a coil go. Oh, sorry, jump the gun. I had to fit a new coil, because when I got it back the next day, I started the car, and it was misfiring on this cylinder here, number 2, and I diagnosed it to be the coil. So I put a new coil on it, and that one fine. And then it drove to another destination fine. And then yesterday, but what I've just realised is, at some points, they've had the manifold off. And see this live. And they've gone through. And they put the manifold back on, look what they've done. So they've gone through here, instead of putting it at the back. And I'm just thinking now, I was struggling at first because I put all this panel back, all this back on here because he had all this off. Part of it, sorry, the plate was on, but not all the filters and all the wubbies. But going back on memory now, at first I didn't know that was like that because I didn't do the job. And I'm thinking now, I was struggling putting this in place. And maybe, I need to look into this. Maybe I just need to look, maybe I disturbed something in there because I was struggling. And then when I put it all together, and I just left it sort of loose because I thought, I'm going to have to sort that out. It's going to do my head in. So I'll disconnect the battery and reroute it back up again where it should be. And now I'm thinking now, yeah, I'm gonna have a little look down there, and I'll get back. Okay, so found the problem. I'm smiling again. He's had this injector rail off. Look at this, and he hasn't put the clips back in to hold the injectors on. So when I've got it running, I'll tell you what, we'll start it up and you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. It's got a hunt. You can hear the air sucking there. It's not that. It's down there. But listen to this. Oh, it's not doing it now. Well, anyway, it was going on before, now it's not. But I'm going to take that whole injector rail off and put the clips back on and go from there. So it turned out I need to turn it off again and back on, and I've just wedged the injector harness onto the injector for a minute, and now she's running alright. So I need to get myself them clips, and yeah, so it's always important when you, I can't stress this enough when you're working on cars, is whenever you're working on a car or bike, it's good practice to get yourself a little table or bench or something so you can put all your bits on, and that way you're not going to have these mistakes, because there's so much bits that we're missing. Like look at that wire. You put that wire in the one place. That's so amateur. You know, and there's bolts missing for that scuttle there, and it's just oh man, it's so frustrating when people do this. They just, you know, I bet this is probably why he sold the car, because of his own errors, because he's probably like had running issues, and he's gonna put a new airflow meter. There's probably nothing wrong with the old one. It's just a hole at the back of this pipe here. So it's just frustrating, isn't it? Just causing yourself hassle and work. So yeah, she's one as sweet as a nut now. I just needed to turn the engine off and back on again for some reason. So it obviously wasn't picking up. The ECU wasn't picking up at this. I reconnected the injector. Yeah, I'll take that. So so what I'm going to do now is take the injector rail off, take it all off, check all the connections, and then put the clips back on, because obviously he hasn't put the clips on. So we can't leave it like that, can we? Right, I'll carry on. So I've cleared the codes, and she's running sweet as a nut now. So apart from the airflow meters disconnected because obviously we've got that leak, but there is an original airflow meter in there, so I'm guessing the reason why we got that airflow problem is because of the air leak after the airflow meter. So I'll have to get a new pipe, new inlet pipe. But yeah, so I've still obviously I've not done it yet, so I just wanted to clear it just to make sure that it was that and nothing else. But it just needs a little love and someone that, you know. I mean, I'm not even a mechanic, but I am pretty good at doing stuff like this. So it's because I've got patience, and this is likely what someone's done is they've just rushed the job, and you can tell that they've just, no, they didn't care. So I'd love to know why they took the manifold off though, and all the injectors. What was he doing under there? Interesting. Must have been doing something, mustn't he? But when he had that off, you'd have thought he'd noticed a hole in the pipe. Yeah, weird, isn't it? Anyway, it's here now with me, so you didn't even put these back on, look, properly. Yeah. I mean, I did put them all back on, but he that's how he left it, because I took them off to check the connections. And he had all them out everywhere and everything, so yeah, lucky it got me home, to be honest. So right, I'm gonna crack on and get on with this. See again, and I've taken it off, and this is so frustrating. So what he's done is, instead of taking the clips out, he's just pulled it to bits. He's smashed all the clips, the plastic. Look at the state of that. Amateurs. Look at it, look at this. So what you're supposed to do is you get in there with a pair of pliers, and yeah, it's a nightmare, or a screwdriver, and you get the clips, and you just move them down, because those clips lock it in place and lock the injectors in. Look at this. Look where he's had his screwdriver. He's just butchered it. Oh, it just hurts my eyes. I'm going to have to replace that whole thing now, because it ain't going to last like that, is it? It's just going to keep causing problems. So what I have to do is, luckily,